When I saw the classified study showing how many millions of jobs AI will destroy, I was horrified. This isn't gradual technological change. This is deliberate economic warfare disguised as innovation. I'm Megyn Kelly. For 20 years, I've covered technological disruption, interviewed tech CEOs, and analyzed economic transformation. But nothing prepared me for the coordinated AI deployment strategy I've uncovered. The documents I've obtained show tech companies aren't just developing AI to improve productivity, they're planning the systematic elimination of 50 million American jobs within 5 years. This isn't creative destruction, this is economic annihilation. And most Americans have no idea what's coming. You think AI will create new jobs to replace old ones. You think technological progress always benefits society eventually. You think American workers will adapt like they have to previous innovations. The reality is that artificial intelligence represents a fundamentally different threat to employment than any previous technology, and the deployment timeline is accelerating beyond society's ability to adapt. Let me be clear about my sources on this devastating story. During my Fox News tenure, I regularly interviewed Silicon Valley leaders about technological trends. I covered the rise of automation, the growth of tech platforms, and the impact on traditional industries. But the most revealing conversations happened off camera. In 2020, I spoke with a former Google executive who had become concerned about AI development priorities. Megyn, he told me during a break, we're not building AI to help workers. We're building AI to replace workers completely, and we're moving much faster than anyone realizes. I thought he was being dramatic about competitive pressures. I now realize he was describing a deliberate strategy. When I moved to NBC, I had access to Department of Labor studies about technological displacement. Federal economists have been tracking AI capabilities and projecting employment impacts. Their internal assessments are apocalyptic. They're not preparing for job transition programs. They're preparing for mass unemployment. Now that I'm independent at MK Media, I can reveal what those classified reports actually show. The AI job displacement isn't coming gradually over decades. It's happening rapidly over years. And the targets aren't just factory workers or truck drivers. The targets are white-collar professionals who thought their jobs were safe. The scale of AI displacement exceeds anything in economic history. Previous technological revolutions eliminated specific types of jobs while creating others. The Industrial Revolution eliminated agricultural jobs but created manufacturing jobs. The Computer Revolution eliminated clerical jobs but created technology jobs. AI is different. AI eliminates jobs across all sectors simultaneously while creating very few replacement opportunities. McKinsey & Company's internal projections, which I've reviewed, estimate that AI will eliminate 35 to 45% of all current jobs by 2030. That's 50 to 70 million positions in the United States alone. But here's the crucial difference. Previous technology displaced physical labor or routine mental tasks. Artificial intelligence displaces cognitive work, creative work, and professional judgment. The jobs being eliminated are precisely the jobs that educated workers moved into when previous technologies displaced manufacturing. Lawyers, accountants, doctors, teachers, journalists, analysts, consultants, all face AI replacement within 5 years. The Boston Consulting Group conducted a detailed study for major corporations showing which positions can be eliminated through current AI capabilities. Legal research and document review. 89% of tasks can be automated immediately. Financial analysis and reporting. 76% of tasks can be automated with existing AI tools. Medical diagnosis and treatment recommendations. 67% of tasks can be performed by AI systems. Content creation and editing. 83% of tasks can be automated using current language models. Customer service and support. 94% of tasks can be handled by AI chatbots and virtual assistants. 91% of tasks can be performed by AI systems. These aren't projections for future AI capabilities. These are assessments of what can be done right now with existing technology. The only barrier to immediate implementation is corporate adoption timelines and regulatory approval processes, but those barriers are disappearing rapidly. Major corporations have accelerated AI deployment schedules dramatically since 2023. What were 10-year implementation plans have become 2-year crash programs. Amazon announced plans to replace 50,000 warehouse workers with AI-powered robotics by 2026. JP Morgan is eliminating 15,000 investment banking analysts and replacing them with AI systems that can perform the same analysis in minutes instead of weeks. IBM announced it will pause hiring for roles that AI can perform and will eliminate 7,800 existing positions through AI replacement. Meta is reducing its content moderation workforce by 80% and replacing human reviewers with AI systems. These are just the announced eliminations. Internal corporate planning documents show much more extensive replacement programs. General Electric plans to eliminate 40% of its engineering workforce through AI-powered design systems. Walmart is replacing regional management positions with AI-driven logistics optimization. Boeing is eliminating aircraft design engineers and replacing them with AI systems that can optimize aerodynamics and structural engineering. The pattern is consistent across industries. Corporations are treating AI deployment as cost reduction rather than capability enhancement. Instead of using AI to augment human workers, they're using AI to eliminate human workers entirely. The economic logic is compelling for corporations, but devastating for workers. An AI system costs approximately $50,000 annually to operate. A human professional costs $100,000 to $200,000 annually in salary, benefits, and overhead. Artificial intelligence works 24 hours a day without breaks, vacation, sick leave, or benefits. AI doesn't join unions, file lawsuits, or demand raises. AI capabilities improve constantly while human capabilities remain static. Artificial intelligence systems share knowledge instantly while humans require training and development. From a corporate perspective, AI replacement is obviously superior to human employment. But the coordination between tech companies reveals this isn't just market-driven disruption. This is planned economic transformation. Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Apple, and Meta have formed what they call the AI Acceleration Consortium. Officially, this coordinates technical standards and ethical guidelines. Unofficially, according to leaked internal documents, they're coordinating deployment timelines to maximize economic disruption. The strategy is called synchronized displacement. Instead of gradual AI adoption across different time periods, major corporations will implement AI replacement simultaneously. This prevents workers from transitioning between industries because all industries will be eliminating positions at the same time. The psychological impact will be devastating. When everyone is being replaced simultaneously, there's nowhere to go. The social consequences of 50 million job losses over 5 years would be unprecedented. The Great Depression eliminated 25% of jobs over 4 years. AI displacement will eliminate 30% of jobs over 5 years. But the Great Depression affected primarily industrial and agricultural workers. AI displacement affects educated professionals who never experienced economic insecurity. College graduates with advanced degrees will face unemployment rates higher than high school dropouts during the worst recessions. Professional class workers will discover their expensive educations and years of experience have no market value. The psychological impact will be severe. Professional identity, social status, and economic security will disappear simultaneously for millions of people. Suicide rates among displaced professionals could reach crisis levels. Family breakdown, addiction, and social unrest will follow mass unemployment. But the political consequences could be even worse. Mass unemployment among educated professionals creates revolutionary conditions. These are people with organizational skills, communication abilities, and networks. Unlike industrial displacement, which affected scattered workers with limited political power, AI displacement will affect concentrated urban professionals with significant influence. Displaced lawyers will understand legal systems. Displaced journalists will control information flows. Displaced analysts will recognize systemic manipulation. These groups could organize resistance much more effectively than previous displaced worker populations. The potential for civil unrest, political extremism, and social breakdown increases dramatically when professional classes face economic elimination. European history shows what happens when educated middle classes experience rapid economic displacement. Political radicalism, social conflict, and institutional breakdown follow predictably. American institutions aren't prepared for this scale of professional displacement. Unemployment systems, retraining programs, and social services are designed for temporary industrial layoffs, not permanent professional elimination. The economic costs will be staggering. 50 million unemployed workers means $2 to $3 trillion in lost consumer spending annually. The entire American economy depends on consumer demand, which depends on employment income. Artificial intelligence displacement will trigger the worst economic contraction in American history, not recession, but depression-level collapse. Tax revenues will collapse as income tax and payroll tax contributions disappear. Federal and state budgets will face impossible deficits. Social service costs will explode as unemployment benefits, healthcare costs, and welfare programs expand to cover displaced professionals. The combination of declining revenues and increasing costs will bankrupt government at all levels. Corporate profits will initially increase from reduced labor costs, but will collapse as consumer demand disappears. AI companies will discover that workers are also customers. Eliminating workers eliminates customers. Eliminating customers eliminates profits. But by then, the damage will be irreversible. What can Americans do to prepare for AI displacement? First, understand that this isn't a distant future scenario. AI replacement is happening now and accelerating rapidly. Second, assess your job vulnerability honestly. If your work involves information processing, analysis, communication, or routine decision-making, you're at high risk. Third, develop skills that AI cannot replicate easily. Physical trades, personal services, creative problem solving, and human interaction remain relatively protected. Fourth, create multiple income streams that don't depend on traditional employment. Entrepreneurship, real estate, investing, and alternative economic models. Fifth, build local networks and relationships. When mass unemployment hits, community connections become survival resources. Sixth, consider geographic relocation. Some regions will handle economic disruption better than others. Seventh, prepare financially for extended unemployment. Traditional advice about 6 months of savings is inadequate for structural economic change. Eighth, develop practical skills for economic crisis. Food production, basic manufacturing, repair services, and other essential capabilities. But individual preparation isn't enough. This crisis requires collective response. American workers need to understand that AI deployment is a choice, not an inevitability. Corporations are choosing to eliminate workers rather than augment them. Political action could slow or redirect AI implementation. Regulations requiring human oversight, taxes on AI deployment, or requirements for worker retraining could change corporate incentives. But political response requires awareness of the problem. Most Americans don't understand the scale or speed of AI displacement. They're being told that AI will create new opportunities while their current jobs are being eliminated. Labor unions could organize resistance, but most professional workers aren't unionized and don't understand collective action principles. Professional associations could lobby for protections, but they're often controlled by corporate interests that benefit from AI replacement. The window for organized response is closing quickly. Once mass displacement begins, resistance becomes much more difficult. Social movements require economic stability to organize effectively. Mass unemployment destroys the stability needed for political organization. So the time for action is now, before the crisis hits, not after. I'm revealing this information not to create panic, but to create awareness, because awareness creates options, and options create power. The AI job elimination isn't inevitable. It's a business strategy that could be changed through political pressure, regulatory action, and consumer choice. But change requires understanding what's actually happening behind the innovation rhetoric. Technology companies present AI as progress that benefits everyone. The reality is AI deployment designed to benefit shareholders at the expense of workers. They present AI as efficiency improvement. The reality is AI as systematic job elimination. They present AI timeline as gradual adaptation. The reality is coordinated rapid displacement designed to prevent organized response. The choice is between accepting mass unemployment or demanding that AI development serve human welfare rather than corporate profits. But that choice requires recognizing what's actually happening versus what we're being told is happening. I'm Megyn Kelly. I've spent my career exposing the gap between official narratives and underlying realities. The AI job displacement story is the biggest economic deception of our time, more consequential than housing bubbles, more devastating than trade policies, more transformative than any previous technological change. Because this technology doesn't just change how work gets done, it eliminates the need for human work entirely. 50 million jobs in 5 years isn't gradual change. It's economic warfare. Whether American workers recognize the war in time to fight back determines whether AI serves human flourishing or human elimination. The deployment timeline is accelerating. Corporate coordination is increasing. Political awareness is lagging. The outcome isn't predetermined, but the window for influencing it is closing rapidly. When the AI job elimination accelerates beyond the point of political response, displaced workers will face individual survival rather than collective action. That's exactly what tech companies are counting on. Divide and conquer through economic desperation. This has been Megyn Kelly. And remember, in a world of technological propaganda, employment reality is your most valuable information. They can automate your job. They can't automate your vote. Whether you use it while you still can determines whether AI serves you or replaces you. The choice is yours. But time is running out.